Hey everyone, Matt from TOTALmtg here, and let me say welcome to you all. Hope you're well. This is first video for maybe a week and a half, nearly maybe possibly 2 weeks, because I've had a lot of stuff going on. Went to GP Birmingham, thank you very much, Channel Fireball. Had such a brilliant time. I meet a lot of you people that subscribe to the channel. We played some games, it was really fun. Some of you beat me, some of I beat you, but we had a good laugh anyway, and I gave away some packs. It was really fun. So what am I doing today? Today I'm doing a top 10 video from my favourite cards from Dominaria. Now, I didn't do this straight away because I wanted to play with the set for a while, get a feel for the set and see which cards, I thought would be really good. In all different formats. I'm talking standard, possibly pauper, brawl, commander, modern even. And then just basically I thought I'd have a better idea, which is why I'm doing my top 10 list now. So, without further ado, let's see which cards made my top 10 list. So, starting off at number 10 is a Song of Freyalise. One of the sagas. It's one of my favourite sagas. I've been using it in standard in fun brews, but I think I've been using commander as well. It only costs 2 mana, 1 and a green. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain add 1 mana of any colour. I've been doing this down, spawning some tokens down in green-white tokens, and I've been using these as a couple just to maybe ramp into some bigger, better things, and it can really help you. Because tokens aren't in a great way at the moment with chain whirlers and stuff like that. But Song of Freyalise is very good. Even late game where it can maybe come down and you can tap for mana to add something in. But then obviously the third law accountability, which is put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. And obviously those counters then stay there. The creatures then gain vigilance, trample and indestructible to end of turn, which is very good. It gives you a little free attack. You just want to hope that your opponent doesn't have that set or the wreck is just standing there waiting for you. Coming in at number 9 for me is Joudeh, Archmage Eternal. 1 blue, red and white. It's a 4/3 flyer human wizard. But what an ability this has. You may pay a white, blue, a black, red and green rather than pay the mana cost for your spells that you cast. Now, I tried this in Brawl. It was okay, but it was a lot better for me in Commander. Paying those lovely 5 colours for an Iona, something like that was pretty strong. Maybe you want to get like a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker down just for 5 mana instead of paying maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, I think it is. It's just a very strong card. Get to play Eldrazi cards a lot quicker than you obviously would. What you want to do in these sort of decks is get some, some artifact ramp, maybe use the Signet, stuff like that. Darkstone Ingots, there's a lot of ramp that you can do, obviously with artifacts. And then you won't just have to rely on your lands. But as a commander, you will be targeted with this because it's very strong. But what a card. Coming at number 8 is the new angel we have. It's Lyra Dawnbringer, 3 double white, 5/5 flying, first strike, lifelink. Gives other angels +1/1 and gives them lifelink as well. It sees off the Glorybringer, which is very good because Glorybringer is such a strong card. 5/5 stats against their 4/4s. Very nice. We'll trade all day. And obviously it has first strike as well. So if they're going to come down and do 4 damage to it, they're going to have to use another spell to basically kill Lyra Dawnbringer. It's one of the most expensive cards from the set that is in most people's sideboards, but I've seen it in a few main decks. I've tried to build a standard angels, it's not there. Modern angels, possibly you could go down that route. And, I've been using this as possibly as a little, I've been playing this in standard. I've found it very strong when it stays on the field. But it's always a card that they always, want to get rid of. But that tells you it's a very good card. Coming in at number 7 for me is Seal Away. Seal Away, great card. 2 mana enchantment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target taps creature. So you've basically got to wait for either something to either maybe tap for mana or attack in. But it's very good for 2 mana and really does help out early plays, which is what you need in standard. This has been very strong, taking away some very good creatures. The ones like I spoke about, anything with haste, something maybe like the Glorybringer that we've already spoke about. But I've had a lot of success with this in Modern. I've been playing this in Modern in a White Gideon tribal deck. It's been really fun, which is another card that you'll see in a bit that's in my top 10 that I've been playing in Modern as well. But Seal Away has been very good, dealing with maybe with a big Tarmogoyf, getting rid of that, getting rid of something, maybe, it's very good. Stuff that's indestructible in standard, like Hazarats and stuff like that. Seal Away is a top card. Have no fear. I think it could see a little bit of Modern play. Well, it will from me anyway. So, coming in at number 6 is Gobbling Chainwhirler. Now, it does cost triple red, but in red decks, oh, this is so good. And it really does hurt certain creatures that are in the format now, like Lana Wa Elves. stuff like anything with 1 toughness. This comes down, deals 1 damage to each opponent, each creature and planeswalker they control. So if you've just ticked down a planeswalker to do a good effect, it could die. Gobbling Chainwhirler, 3/3 first strike. It's being seen in a lot of decks. It basically, it wipes out the token strategies, which are, even though I just built a really nice green-white token deck, I've got to tell you, Gobbling Chainwhirler is a bit of a nightmare for you. Obviously, when you got, I was talking earlier about Song of Freyleys, when you're trying to get your tokens down. This, why Wizards? Why did you put this kind of card in there when you've got so many other cards with 1 toughness you put in there that are so good? Gobbling Chainwhirler just comes down and just wipes that board, which is why it's in my top 10, because it is a very, very good card. Gobbling Chainwhirler, you red players will love it. Blue players, token players, it's not so good. I'm not a fan of it. But I know it's a good card, which is why it makes my top 10. Coming in at number 5 is History of Benalia. Another saga, but this is probably the strongest saga of them all. Like I said earlier, I was playing, I've made a Gideon tribal deck in Modern. And this fits perfectly in it because, the Gideons, one of them makes a 2/2 knight, which is very good with History of Benalia because it can turn into a bit of an aggro deck. What this does, so the first law counter when it comes down to create a 2/2 knight, the second law counter is create another 2/2 knight, and then the knights you control get +2/+1. Now, you could go maybe Knight Tribal in Modern. Very, very good. Possibly, this is seen a lot of playing Standard as well. In control decks as well, which was very strange to me, but when I used it, it was really, really strong. It gives you that extra bit of defense that you might need turn 3, whereas sometimes you might play Gideon of Trials, get the emblem down and do something, but the opponent's got so many creatures on the board that they just overrun you. History of Benalia will definitely, it helps you out, gets you a blocker, next turn gets you another blocker, and maybe then you can attack into a Planeswalker or get a little bit of damage in, or just keep them there as blockers. But there's some new knights in Standard that'll be very good with History of Benalia as well. And there's certainly some in Modern. You will get to see my Gideon Tribal deck that I've made very soon. And I think there is a 4 of History of Benalia in there. Because turn 3, this is very, very strong. And like I said, when you've got the other Gideons there helping it out, making knights, I've got some other great Modern knights in the deck as well. This card is very, very strong, which is probably why it's priced accordingly. So coming in at number 4 for me is Lana Wa Elves. Brilliant. You maybe think, why this little comment? This comment is absolutely amazing. It's a reprint. It's a 1/1 for 1 that taps for green. Now, my main Standard deck at the moment is mono green aggro. I love playing turn 2 Steel Leaf Champions in Standard. 5/4 for 3 mana. You turn 1, your Lana Wa Elves, turn 2, Steel Leaf. It is back-breaking. And it's all possible because of Lana Wa Elf. This will help you ramp into a lot of other creatures as well. It's a very, very strong card. I think it was currently up to last week the most played card in Dominaria, which tells you something how good this little one is. Chainwhirler, it does obviously defeat it. They come down. If they can get it down before you've ramped into saying, your little animals will obviously die. But trust me, guys, it is a great card. There's nothing better that I found when I played at the GP in Birmingham, playing a turn 2 Steel Leaf Champion. It's like a 5/4 in, it's Standard. It's Standard. That's Modern plays. It is amazing. So now we're going to get to the top 3, and coming in at number 3 is Khan, Scion of Urza. This card has zoomed up in price. It's seen play in every single format. It is a 5 loyalty mana planeswalker for 4 colourless. It's not liberated, but this Khan, Scion of Urza will do some serious work. It's being used in control decks, ramp decks, every kind of deck, red decks. It's just being used in everything. The +1 where you reveal 2 cards, you get what opponent puts 1 in the hand, the other goes into the side, and then with a silver counter on it. And then for the -1, you can obviously then go and get it back if it was a really, really good card. The -2 make a 0/0 colours construct with its power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you control. This obviously it defends itself, it builds up, it can basically build winners. It can build up, the right kind of deck and an artifact deck. You might put this down, and all of a sudden you've got an 8/8 creature, 7/7 creature, anything. It's such a good planeswalker. Very, very strong. Glad that I was lucky enough to pull quite a few in my packs. I hope a lot of you did as well, because it's very expensive at the moment. Probably will drop down, but the way it's seen play in other formats, you just don't know. But what you do know is that Karnski and Aversa will be around for a while. So coming in at number 2 now is one of my favourite Brawl commanders at the moment. It's Joudeh, Benthic Druid. What a card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. It's a card drawing machine, this card. 3/3. For me, it's one of those rare uncommons. It's probably priced right with 5. If it was less, it probably would have had to been a rare for me. But 3 green and a blue, 5 mana. Don't be put off by that, and bro. This card, when you chain off spells and you playing lands, maybe recurring them from the graveyard, you're playing a Raminant Excavator, putting that Evolving Wilds into the graveyard and getting it back and playing it and getting it back, getting 2 turns, doing it twice a turn, gaining 2 life, drawing cards. Joudeh, card draw is what, people say wins you games. It does, because it will help you find what you need. And Joudeh, Benthic Druid is such a classy card. Probably, I've not made a real commander deck out of it yet. I've only just stepped into the Brawl with it, but I can't imagine it's going to be bad. It just, I love this card. So the number 1 spot for me is certainly Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. This is my personal choice. It's my favourite card that I've played with so far in Dominaria. 4 loyalty planeswalker for 5 mana. It's my colours. It's blue and white. I love these colours. Put it in Esper, put it in Jeskai, put it in just plain blue-white if you want. It's great. So the +1 is draw a card. At the beginning of the next end step, untap 2 lands. So you can untap your lands and just have that counter spell ready. You know me, I'm going to love that. The -3, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. So you don't even get to draw it next turn. If you've got maybe a Field of Ruin, they've got a really strong card, you crack your Field of Ruin, then they have to shuffle it away anyway. It's a nice little trick that you can do. The -8, whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent an opponent controls. Permanent, that is, guys. Take away their lands. It's disgusting. Teferi have done it. The emblem there is it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the best. It's absolutely, like I say, disgusting. You can just basically take away everything your opponent has. If you can protect it in stand, you're playing your fumigates, you set the reckages, you're clearing the field so they're not attacking it. You're protecting it with counter spells, your negates, your disallows and stuff like that. Get that emblem, people will generally quit. Because once you start taking lands, they can't play spells. Teferi, for me, Hero of Dominaria, is my number 1. So guys, I really hope you like my top 10. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree with some of them, but I would love to see your top 10s. So please, in the comments, go down there and put your top 10s. And if you want to put a little reason why, I'd love to hear it as well. If you just want to put a list, do that. If you can smash the likes on this button, maybe we can get to 50 likes on this video. That would make me so happy. And it would just inspire me to maybe, chuck another little video this week. Maybe a little deck tech or something for one. Maybe you want to see the Gideon Tribal, something like that. Any cards from Dominaria you want to see me build around, anything from my top 10, let me know as well. Put that in the comments. But anyway, I want to just say thanks to everyone who's watched the video. Whether you're new, hit the sub button. If you've been watching for a while, I know there's a lot of you do. Thanks for your support as always. And you lot take care, and I'll see you on the next video.